We're going to spin the wheel of pain, and we're going to see what data visualization we are going to create tonight. Spin. Oh. Oh no. Oh, this is gonna be a wild one to start out with. I have quite the experience for you tonight, chat. Viz Buzz is competitive data visualization. The object is to recreate these data visualizations using the data available. You get 40 minutes to speed code your way through a data visualization. You could use any data visualization means you see fit. If you want to use MS Paint, so long as you're using the data in some way, you could do that. Chat will vote on who is the most accurate. That person gets 5 points. Another 5 points comes from me, the judge. And if there are ties, we do have the almighty Viz Buzz image comparison tool. We'll be using the Winter Olympics data visualization tonight. This is what it looks like. Let's just get it going here. Contestants, ready, set, go. Here we are looking at Tony Alhaber's screen. How do you feel, Tony?
I think I suggested this one back in the day. So I should be comfortable with it. I don't really have any trash talk today. I'm very cold on plotting. I need this warm up.
Okay, good luck, Tony. Tony is trying to recreate at least some of the elements by creating just a bunch of dots, a bunch of lines with a bunch of the countries labeled onto them. Let's take a look at another contestant here. Here is Kwong. Kwong is sort of where we are. Where Tony was, and now we are seeing some separation here in lines in this bump chart. Now let's go and we have one more contestant looking at Rob's screen now. Rob, also a new contestant, but not new to the stream, chat. He is also working in a pretty common style theme for this particular editor, and he is loading his data. We haven't seen him plot anything in particular quite yet. Let's take a look back over at Tony's screen now, because it looks like Tony is getting there with something that looks like what Kwong did. So he has some sort of ordering of what seems to be the countries and the amount of medals that they have. Remember, this data set is actually the medals that they have for each day as they go through the Olympics. The team that has the most medals after a particular day is at the top, ranked by each team who has the second most medals, third most medals, so on and so forth. But if we take a look at the visualization here, you'll notice that it's not specific to gold medals, it's actually total medals. You could see that it's only the top 10 countries at the end of the Olympics, not the 10 countries at the beginning. You can see that some of the flags initially for these countries are not necessarily there at the very end. You can see 9 and 10 actually don't have flags there because those countries end up not being the countries at the end of the Olympics with medals. Could Rob be a sleeper pick here? 30 minutes to go. This is a chart that a lot of people use in terms of ranking. As you can see, time is the x-axis and the y-axis is the total amount of medals. And it is somewhat of a line chart, somewhat of a marker chart, but really it's the ordering that is the most important here. And so seeing how we plot through the ordering is really important. It looks like Kwong is trying to do some color picking. He's using the website imagecolorpicker.com to really get the colors here correct. And let's go live to Kwong right now. Well, how does it feel to do like data competitions like Viz Buzz? Is there like do you feel like the speed component adds a factor? Or do you feel like you get stuck on like data munging problems? Do you get stuck on like the details at the very end? Where do you feel like it's the most challenging for you?
Yeah, definitely getting stuck. Like I've I'm getting stuck in one tiny step right now of sort of cutting off this figure at 10 for the top 10 only. The usual function I used somehow did not give me the output that I initially wanted, so we'll see. Hopefully I'll figure that out in the next 25 minutes or whatever.
We'll come back to Kwong when he has a little more left in the tank here, but let's go over to our most new contestant right now. This is Rob, and Rob looks like he is trying to do some inline coding right now, it seems. It looks like...
I'm floored right now. I don't really know what's going on here. I haven't used R in a while.
It seems like, at least in your current setup, you do have the x-axis as time and the y-axis as some sort of metals. I guess, where are we stuck right now?
Just trying to find the ranking on each day now. This aggregate function, this looks promising. I can get the medal sum on each day for each country, but now I need to rank them all. I mostly use SAS.
Okay. Did you want to do this in SAS? You still have time to go back into SAS and do this if you would like.
I don't think I can do this on my work laptop.
Okay. But yes, good luck to you, Rob. And looking forward to seeing what the next 23 minutes brings. Let's go over to Tony's screen. We haven't checked in with Tony in a bit. It looks like Tony has some of the elements of the bump chart. We do see similar sized markers, these dots here. We do see similar thickness of the lines here. If we take a look at what we're trying to plot here, you could kind of, if you squint, you could kind of say he did run a new render here. It looks like he is connecting some of these other lines now. So there is some sort of spacing here that he's working with. It's coming together pretty well. Kwong is Googling Cartesian coordinates right now. Kwong right now, he does have the colors correct, it seems, but what does that mean in terms of actual accuracy of the data visualization? Currently, at the halfway mark, he is a little off. Let's take a look at Rob's screen right now. He is trying to get some ggplot going right now. He does have a bump chart, ladies and gentlemen. That is great. This is excellent progress. We are trying to see if the next level here, it seems like the next level that other contestants had was adding in the color of these lines, also adding in the ranking. Tony was struggling with some colors here. It looks like he has the colors inputted. He has some text elements now on his screen. He does have some labeling in there. The image itself is not quite as close to what we were seeing from Kwong's screen. It is looking pretty close. You could actually see a green line up there. I'm guessing that green line is representing Norway, which is what the data visualization suggests. That black line representing Germany. And it does look kind of like that, but remember, they are trying to get it in the right order. So although he has a lot of the elements correct, it is not exactly in the right order from day to day right now. So he is trying to figure out what the best way to do that is. This is a very difficult problem at the end of the day. I'm wondering if anyone is going to be accurate enough to get all the visualizations. There it is from Kwong right now. It is close, but not exactly it. And he's trying to figure out why. Let's come back to Kwong in a bit as he tries to render it one more time, and it looks, oh, just close, but not exactly there. He is Googling bump charts now. He is trying to run through some blog posts. 12 minutes to go. Let's go over to Rob's screen. It looks like Rob has some progress on his screen, and he does have something that is very similar to what Tony Alhaber's screen looks like right now. It looks like it has the elements in there again. Has ranking, has a few different lines. Probably the next thing here is colors. Tony looks like he is still trying to get some aesthetics in there. It might be one of those like reveal at the very end situations. Oh, and we're gonna see a run here There is an error. It's probably some sort of comma, something in there. We do see him insert a couple commas here. He is running through the code, and here we are with another run. He does have those country colors in there, but the ordering is just off. Unsure exactly why. Let's go take a look over at Kwong's screen. Kwong looks like he had something competitive in terms of accuracy here. He has a straight line for that Norwegian team. He's unsure as to why. Remember, this is data that we pulled from the internet, and they say that the data reflects the image. And as we're seeing, we hope it does. We're trying to figure out why it just isn't exactly like what it should be right here. Tony Alhaber here does look like he has Norway actually correct, chat. Look at this. That green line right there is actually what we're trying to find here. Okay, he exploded the data frame a little. He put all the countries in there. He might just be trying to do this for some quality assurance. Sometimes you want to see a little more of the data before you just crop it down to the last 10. I don't know if this was on purpose or if this was a mistake, but either way, this is a good quality assurance check. He is back to that original top 10 data visualization. Rob is truly in some dire straits here. He did have some line thickness markers, but we did not see from him the colors quite yet. I think he is trying to put colors in. He does have a plot though. Kwong, this is actually his entry. This is his entry. He is changing his code, and you can see it actually adjusting in image here. Look at this, he's changing on the fly. It's so close. It is so close. 46 seconds remaining. Rob is spinning. He is in some struggle right now. If he could get some colors in there, it's gonna be really interesting, chat. Let's go back to Tony. The last push from Tony. Less than 20 seconds to go. Tony hasn't done a ton. He feels like this is the lock. He feels like he is in there. He didn't try to push for any of the flags, which is what was in there. 5 seconds to go. Let's go back to Kwong. Kwong is posting into his session, and that's it. We got to tell him, hey, pencils down. Pencils down. Please submit your final submissions. Let's go through the contestants. Let's take a look at Tony Alhaber. This is Tony's submission. They're trying to recreate the image on the right here. Notice some of the differences here. He has the names of the countries instead of the flags, but he does have some colors. Remember, take a look at the color differences, chat. Let's take a look at Kwong. We do see the colors, the spacing, no flags, no image representations here. That's okay. Did he get the right ordering of the countries correct? And let's take a look at Rob's submission. Here's Rob's submission. Let's take a look at the colors. Take a look at the line thickness. Did he represent the data accurately, chat? It is up to you, chat. 10 minutes to vote. Kwong, how was the contest?
Fun. I haven't done data viz in a while, to be honest. It was hard trying to sort of have the rankings the right way I wanted it to be. Great to be featured in the pilot episode this season, and hopefully compete in many more.
Okay, what was the hardest part about tonight's viz?
Two things. Number one is getting the right team rankings for each day, and number two is figuring out how to append country logos to the database, which I did not accomplish that.
Well, thank you, Kwong. Everyone is saying congrats on being on the first Viz Buzz for the season. You are a Viz Buzz warrior, so maybe we'll see you back here in a few minutes, you know? Let's ask Tony Alhaber.
I think Kwong is pretty close to mine, at least aesthetically. I think I might have gotten the data a little bit more correct, which may be the distinguishing factor. But otherwise, like I think like ours like very similar. So I don't know. He's like a high standard, so I feel pretty good about it.
What was the hardest part?
The flag labeling, I know how to do. I just not off the top of my head. I've definitely done it before though. Remembering how to clip correctly. I think you have to use for ggplot. You have to use like the chord, one of the chord Cartesian functions versus the scale Y functions.
Okay, well, with a really strong showing tonight, you might be, the king of the hill right now. We'll see what the Tantastic Viz Buzz comparison tool says.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that part.
Okay, thank you, Tony. Let's take, let's see, do we have Rob? Rob, you there?
It was really tricky, especially like the first 10-20 minutes. I wasn't really sure if I was gonna get the ranks at all, but it wasn't too bad. Then I was really having difficulties with scale, color manual, couldn't get it working, but I think it would have looked pretty good if I got that working.
Do you feel like you kind of knocked the rust off with this competition?
Yeah, I'll be more confident next time, and I'll bring my A game.
All right. Well, I appreciate you being on for this one on the inaugural first episode, and hopefully we see you back soon.
Yeah, thanks for setting this up.
Yeah, thanks for participating. The winner of the chat vote is Tony Alhaber. He gets 5 points, Kwong with 3 points, and Rob with 1 point. It is also the ranking that I have, that is 10-6-2 now. And for an additional 5 points, chat, who had the most accurate data visualization as determined by the Tantastic image comparison tool? Let's start with Rob. Copy, image, address. Let's see if this works, chat. Run comparison. The similarity is 72.7% for Rob. Let's go to Kwong. Kwong, currently sitting in second place. Run the comparison. Kwong with 84.6% accuracy. 84.6% accuracy is the accuracy to beat. Let's go to Tony's. Did he beat Kwong? Did he beat 84.6%? Run the comparison. 86.1%! He beats it by 2%. 86.1, not even 2%. This is 5 points to Tony. Tony wins tonight's round with 15 points. 6 points going to Kwong. 2 points, Rob. Tonight's Viz Buzz was pretty fucking stellar. That was a hell of a way to bring in the first episode of Viz Buzz. It had everything. We had drama, we had a lot of fun. Thanks for coming in for Viz Buzz chat. I had an absolute blast casting. It reminded me how strong this community can be when we put cool shit together, so thank you for coming in. Truly can't wait till next week to do it again.